2 decades after the film that revolutionized the cinematographic industry, Mel Gibson shared a statement that is moving believers around the planet. During an exclusive conversation in January 2025, the filmmaker made an unexpected statement about the Passion of the Christ, resurrection. "This goes far beyond a cinematographic production," said Gibson, visibly moved. "It's a heavenly assignment that was given to me. With each passing moment, I understand more deeply that the Creator selected this particular period in history to manifest something exceptional through this creation." His statements acquired even greater relevance when he revealed that the sequel's manuscript demanded 6 years of elaboration. Not due to technical obstacles, but because, according to Gibson, he needed to wait for the Almighty to unveil each element at the appropriate moment. The film is confirmed to be divided into 2 chapters, with a premiere scheduled for 2027. The first will be released on Good Friday, March 26th, and the second on Ascension Day, May 6th. Dates that Gibson states were not determined randomly, but through divine guidance. "After completing the first production in 2004, I believed my assignment had been fulfilled," Gibson shared during an intimate meeting with a select group of evangelical leaders. However, in recent years, particularly after 2020, the Lord began to reveal to me that humanity would need a sequel. Not merely a film about the return to life, but an experience that would transform destinies. Jim Caviezel was not going to portray Jesus, but it was recently revealed that he will return to portray Jesus Christ, and he himself affirmed that supernatural phenomena are occurring again during preparations. Currently 56 years old, Jim will undergo a digital restoration procedure, but he assures that his spiritual preparation is much deeper than technological resources. Gibson shared something unforgettable with me, Caviezel revealed in a recent interview. He stated, "Jim, this time we're not merely narrating the story of the return to life. We're being channels so that individuals around the planet can experience its transforming power." Filming will begin in August 2025 at the Cinecittà complexes in Rome, but there will also be captures in Malta, Israel, and Morocco. Gibson clarified that each location was selected after months of intercession and abstinence. The manuscript, elaborated by Gibson, together with his brother Donal and Randall Wallace, explores the 3 days between the crucifixion and Christ's return to life. But Gibson warns that it won't follow a conventional linear narrative. "We're going to present Jesus descending to the paradise of the righteous, resurrecting the saints of the ancient scriptures, and also his journey through the spiritual domains," clarified the filmmaker. "Some people called it a psychedelic experience when I described the visions of eternal torment and fallen messengers. But these aren't imaginations. They're scriptural realities that have rarely been represented cinematographically." During a live broadcast on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Gibson made a statement that surprised even the host. "This production transcends entertainment. We're working with spiritual realities that will impact the existence of whoever witnesses it. I'm not being exaggerated when I state that individuals will be restored, existences will be transformed, and some will even have supernatural experiences during the screenings. The production will be funded independently, just like the first work." Gibson invested $30 million of his own in 2004 and obtained a return exceeding $600 million globally. This time, he's willing to invest even more, but guarantees that financial resources don't constitute the motivation. "The Lord showed me that this production will reach individuals at the exact instant when they need it most," Gibson declared. "We're going through challenging times. Individuals are abandoning belief, hope, the purpose of existence. Christ's return to life isn't just a narrative from the past, it's the current reality that can revolutionize any circumstance." Just as with the first production, which caused massive conversions and transformed millions of existences, Gibson believes that the sequel will have an even more significant impact. And this time, he's not isolated in this conviction. During initial preparations, various people from the team already shared prophetic dreams and unique spiritual experiences. An executive producer, who requested anonymity, narrated that she had a vision where she observed multitudes of individuals being touched by the Holy Spirit during the film's presentations. Gibson isn't just producing cinema, she stated. He's being used by the creator to prepare the way for something much greater that's approaching. Sometimes we wonder what exists beyond our physical world, and other times strange things happen that make us question everything we thought about life. In situations like these, a better understanding can mean the difference between being confused and having clarity. That's exactly what our ebook, The Secret of Jesus' Appearances, offers. Consider acquiring this incredible material for a symbolic value. This exclusive material offers keys to decipher divine signs and understand how Christ manifests in our days. Your contribution allows us to maintain this independent research work. The link to acquire the material is available in the pinned comment. The decision to segment the film into 2 parts wasn't a commercial tactic, as many presumed. Gibson revealed that during a night of intercession in December 2024, he received a clear vision about how to structure the narrative. "I was interceding about how to narrate such a complex story in a single production," Gibson narrated during an exclusive conversation with Christian leaders. "Then I visualized 2 distinct images, one representing Jesus' descent to the infernal places, and another exhibiting his glorious ascension. At that instant, I understood they were 2 complementary stories, but each with its own spiritual potency. The first part, which will premiere on Good Friday 2027, will focus on Christ's journey through the spiritual realms after his death on the cross. The second part, available exactly 40 days later on Ascension Day, will present the resurrection and its eternal consequences. 40 days isn't a coincidence, Gibson clarified. It was the period that Jesus remained on earth after resurrecting, before ascending to the heavens. We want individuals to live that experience of waiting, of spiritual preparation between the 2 productions. Jim Caviezel confirmed that his preparation to return as Jesus has been completely different this time. At 56 years old, he's undergoing a digital restoration procedure, but guarantees that the spiritual transformation is much deeper than the technological one. "This time I'm not merely an interpreter representing Jesus," Caviezel declared in a moving interview. "I feel I'm being prepared to be a channel through which Christ can touch existences in a way that has never happened in cinema before." The actor revealed that he has fasted and prayed regularly since accepting to return to the role. "Mel told me something that changed everything. Jim, this time you're not just representing Jesus for the cameras. You're being used by him to reach individuals who may never enter a church, but who desperately need to find hope." Monica Bellucci will also return as Mary Magdalene, and her participation gains special meaning. In an intimate conversation with Gibson, she confessed that during the first production in 2004, she wasn't yet a person of belief. Now, 2 decades later, she considers herself a committed Christian. "Monica transformed into one of the most spiritual people I know," Gibson declared. "Her personal transformation over these years will bring a unique authenticity to the role of Mary Magdalene. She understands now, from her own experience, what it means to be transformed by Christ's love." But the most impactful part, according to the filmmaker, will be the representation of Christ's definitive victory over death and eternal torment. It won't be just symbolic. We're going to present the exact instant when death lost its dominion, when hell was defeated forever. The selected locations also followed specific spiritual guidance. Malta was chosen to represent the celestial realms due to its natural caverns that create unique lighting effects. Israel will be used for the physical resurrection sequences, while Morocco will represent the infernal places. Each location has a specific spiritual energy, Gibson clarified. We don't just want attractive settings, we want places where the veil between the natural and supernatural is thinner. The financial investment also reflects this spiritual vision. Gibson is willing to invest more than $100 million of his own in both parts, but guarantees that profit isn't the priority. If I just wanted financial resources, I'd produce another action film, Gibson stated. This investment is my offering to the creator. If he multiplies it as he did with the first production, it will be so the message reaches even more individuals. The digital restoration technology that will be employed on Jim Caviezel is being developed specifically for the film. But Gibson made a point of clarifying that Jesus' physical youth in the film will only be a reflection of his eternal and glorious nature after the resurrection. We're not just making Jim look younger, the filmmaker clarified. We're presenting how Christ appeared to the disciples, recognizable but transformed by heavenly glory. The initial tests with the technology left even the technicians impressed. There's something supernatural happening, stated a visual effects specialist who requested anonymity. The transformation in Jim's face doesn't look artificial. It looks as if an interior illumination were shining through him. The spiritual experiences during this preparation phase have been so intense that Gibson decided to document them in a separate book. Individuals need to know that the Creator still operates miracles today, he stated. What's happening behind the scenes of this film is as supernatural as the story itself that we're narrating. The selection of additional cast is being done in a completely different way from any Hollywood production. Gibson revealed that he's not using talent representatives or traditional auditions. Instead, he's praying about each role and waiting for the creator to indicate the correct individuals. I'm not just looking for competent interpreters, Gibson clarified during a meeting with Christian producers. I'm looking for individuals that the creator wants to use in this project. Some may not even be professional actors. This approach has already brought surprising results. To portray the Apostle John, Gibson selected a 28-year-old young pastor who had never acted before, but who had a specific dream about the film 3 months before meeting the filmmaker. The pastor sought me out, saying that the creator had shown him specific scenes from the film in a dream, Gibson narrated. When he described what he visualized, they were exactly the sequences I had written for John. How could I ignore something like that? For the role of Mary, mother of Jesus, Gibson is considering a 45-year-old Italian nun who dedicated her existence to serving those in need. She has a genuine holiness that cannot be acted, the filmmaker declared. When you look in her eyes, you see real purity. The cast's spiritual preparation is being accompanied by Christian counselors and scripture scholars. Each actor will go through a 40-day period of abstinence and intercession before filming begins. We don't want individuals just representing biblical characters, Gibson clarified. We want them to be transformed by the characters they're portraying. Jim Caviezel confirmed that he's following an even more rigorous preparation than in the first production. In 2004, I fasted and prayed, but now I understand much more about spiritual warfare, the actor declared. I know that forces of darkness will try to prevent this film in every possible way. The evidence of that spiritual resistance has already begun to appear. During planning meetings in Rome, 3 times in a row, electronic equipment failed without technical explanation. Our engineers checked everything twice, a team member stated. There was no reason for the failures. Gibson wasn't surprised by these problems. In the first production, it also happened. Jim was struck by lightning. I had strange accidents. Equipment broke for no reason. But each obstacle only confirmed that we were on the right path. The resistance doesn't just come from the spiritual realm. Executives from major studios have already tried to acquire the film's rights to modify the manuscript. They offered absurd amounts, Gibson revealed, but they wanted to remove all supernatural references and transform it into just a historical drama. Gibson's response was categorical. This production isn't for sale. It's not commercial property. It's an assignment that was entrusted to me, and I'm not going to compromise a single comma of what the Creator showed me. The support of the worldwide Christian community has been fundamental to maintaining the project's independence. Churches from more than 50 countries have already committed to promoting the film when it's released. It's not religious propaganda, Gibson clarified. It's a spiritual movement. Pastors from different denominations are uniting because they feel the Creator is using this film for something greater than entertainment. A Baptist pastor from Texas revealed that his entire congregation had dreams related to the film in the same week. 15 different individuals sought me out, narrating dreams about Jesus resurrecting, all in the same week that Gibson announced the start of filming. In South Korea, a Presbyterian church reported that during a prayer vigil for the film, various people were healed of illnesses. "We weren't praying for healings," the pastor declared. "We were praying for the film's success, but the Creator decided to show his resurrection power in other ways too." The manuscripts are being guarded with military security. Only 5 copies exist, and each one is being digitally tracked. "We don't want leaks," Gibson clarified. "But mainly, we don't want contrary forces to know exactly what we're planning." This precaution proved necessary when hackers tried to invade the production's computers 3 times in January 2025. They specifically wanted the manuscript files, the cybersecurity consultant stated. It wasn't common crime, it was very targeted. The eternal torment sequences are being prepared with consultation from theologians specialized in biblical eschatology. "We don't want to create fantasies about hell," Gibson clarified. "We want to present the biblical reality of what Christ faced to free us." What's happening during pre-production is already transforming existences in ways that even Gibson didn't expect. The technical crew, many of them non-Christians when they were hired, are reporting spiritual experiences that are completely changing their lives. Marco Antonelli, Italian cinematographer, was a declared atheist when he accepted to work on the project. "I just wanted to work with Gibson again," he admitted. "But during our first meeting about how to capture the celestial sequences, something happened to me that I can't explain." Antonelli described that during the discussion about lighting effects to represent divine glory, he began to visualize real lights that no one else could see. "For 3 hours, I saw golden lights dancing through the room," he narrated with tears in his eyes. "That day, for the first time in my existence, I prayed." French production designer Jean-Baptiste Moreau had a similar experience. While creating the sets to represent the paradise of the righteous, he reported having visions of the biblical patriarchs. "I saw Abraham, Isaac and Jacob as clearly as I see you now," he stated. "They showed me architectural details that weren't in any history book I consulted." These experiences aren't isolated cases. The wardrobe department reported that during the creation of the garments for the celestial messengers, the sewing machines functioned without electrical power for 2 hours. "The technicians checked everything," the head costume designer declared. "There was no explanation. The machines simply worked by themselves." The special effects team is facing unique challenges when trying to create visual representations of spiritual realities. How do you represent cinematographically the glory of resurrected Christ without diminishing reality? Questioned the digital effects supervisor. The solution came through an unexpected discovery. During tests with different lighting techniques, the team discovered a specific combination of lights that creates effects that defy known physics. The lighting behaves differently when we're recording these sequences. a technician clarified. It's as if it had a life of its own. Gibson confirmed that these phenomena are intentional. The creator is showing that when we narrate his story with reverence and truth, he participates directly in the process, the filmmaker declared. We're not just making a film about miracles, we're living miracles while making the film. The filming in Malta, which will begin in August 2025, is already being prepared with 24-hour spiritual intercession. Intercession teams from different denominations will take turns, so there's continuous spiritual coverage during the entire production. We learned from the first production that spiritual warfare is real, Gibson clarified. This time, we're preparing adequately. We're not just going to face the attacks, we're going to overcome them before they happen. The government of Malta offered total support for the project, including access to historical locations normally closed to the public. They understood that this isn't a common commercial project, the Maltese culture minister declared. It's something that can positively impact the entire planet. Israel also confirmed special permits to capture in sacred locations. It will be the first time in decades that a Christian film will receive complete access to these places, Gibson revealed. We're going to capture where Jesus really walked after resurrecting. Jim Caviezel's physical preparation to return as Jesus is surprising doctors. At 56 years old, his exams show the physical condition of a 30-year-old man. It's not just exercise, his personal physician stated. There's something happening with him that medical science can't completely explain. Caviezel attributes this transformation to spiritual preparation. When you dedicate yourself completely to representing Christ, he transforms not just your heart, but also your body, the actor clarified. I'm stronger physically and spiritually than 20 years ago. The digital restoration technology is being applied in a revolutionary way. Instead of simply making Caviezel look younger, the technology is being used to present the eternal and glorious nature of resurrected Christ. We're not creating an artificial appearance, the visual effects director clarified. We're revealing the glory that already exists. It's as if we're removing veils to present who Jesus really is. The initial tests of this technology provoked intense emotional reactions in everyone who watched. Grown executives cried when visualizing the first images, a producer revealed. It wasn't just Jim with a younger appearance, it was truly glorified Christ. Distributor Lionsgate has already confirmed that the release will be simultaneous in more than 100 countries. We want the entire planet to have access to this experience at the same moment, Gibson declared. There can be no delays or different versions. The message needs to arrive pure and complete to everyone. Preparations for the release include partnerships with churches, schools, and Christian organizations worldwide. We don't just want audiences, we want communities spiritually prepared to receive what the Creator wants to do through this film, Gibson clarified. Translators specialized in biblical languages are already working on the subtitles. Each word needs to maintain its original spiritual potency, the translation coordinator declared. We can't allow theological nuances to be lost in translation. The expected impact goes far beyond box office. Christian counselors are already being trained to attend to individuals who may have spiritual experiences during or after watching the film. We know that existences will be transformed, Gibson stated. We want to be prepared to help individuals process what the Creator does in their hearts. Hospitals near the main cinemas have already been alerted about possible physical healings during the screenings. It may seem like exaggeration, but it happened during the first production, an organizer clarified. We want to be prepared to witness the miracles that the Creator wants to do. The eternal consequences of what's happening with the Passion of the Christ, resurrection, are already manifesting even before filming begins. Gibson revealed that he received more than 50,000 letters from individuals around the planet reporting dreams and visions related to the film. They're not just enthusiastic admirers, Gibson clarified during a Christian press conference. They're detailed testimonies from individuals who had supernatural encounters after learning about the sequel. The creator is preparing people's hearts for something extraordinary. A particularly touching letter came from a Chinese woman who had never watched the first production. She dreamed of specific sequences that are in our manuscript, Gibson declared. Sequences that were never publicly disclosed. How could she know these details if it weren't divine revelation? Dr. Sarah Chen, a doctor from Hong Kong, wrote reporting that after praying for the film's success, she began to have visions of Jesus healing individuals during the screenings. She visualized specific faces, specific illnesses being healed, Gibson narrated. We're documenting these reports because we believe they're prophecies of what the Creator will do. The worldwide intercession movement for the film grew spontaneously. More than 10,000 churches from 80 countries have already organized prayer vigils specifically for the production. We didn't ask for this, Gibson clarified. It arose naturally. It's as if the Holy Spirit were mobilizing the global church. In Brazil, Calvary Baptist Church in São Paulo organized a 40-day vigil that attracted more than 5,000 individuals per night. They're praying not just for the film, but for a worldwide revival that will begin with the release, the responsible pastor stated. In Nigeria, Pentecostal churches reported that during intercessions for the film, congregation members were healed of illnesses. A man blind from birth completely recovered his vision, a pastor from Lagos documented. He stated that he visualized Jesus in a vision, saying that the healing was a sign of what would happen when the film was released. Gibson confirmed that he's documenting all these reports with help from researchers specialized in supernatural phenomena. We want to register everything the Creator is doing, he declared. This film is becoming a catalyst for the supernatural on a global scale. The resistance also intensified. Atheist groups organized campaigns to boycott the film even before it's completed. They know something powerful is happening, Gibson observed. Their reaction confirms that we're on the right path. Hackers tried to take down the film's official website 15 times in January alone. It's not just curiosity, the digital security specialist stated. It's a coordinated war against this specific project. But for each attack, 10 testimonies of supernatural protection emerged. Equipment that should have been destroyed by sabotage worked perfectly. Files that were deleted by viruses appeared intact. It's as if heavenly messengers were guarding each aspect of this production, a technician declared. The release date of March 26, 2027 was confirmed after Gibson spent an entire night in intercession. The Creator showed me that this specific date will mark the beginning of something that will change humanity's history, the filmmaker declared. Christian astronomers discovered that this date coincides with unique planetary alignments that won't repeat for 1,000 years. We don't believe in astrology, Gibson clarified. But we believe the Creator controls even the movements of planets for His purposes. The second part, released on Ascension Day, May 6, 2027, promises to close the saga with a representation of Christ's second coming. It won't be about the future, Gibson clarified. It will be about the eternal reality that's already happening in the heavens and will soon manifest on earth. Jim Caviezel revealed that during his spiritual preparations, he had a vision of the film's global impact. I visualized multitudes of individuals from all nations being touched simultaneously, he stated. I visualized healings, conversions, families being restored, nations being transformed. This film will be used by the Creator to accelerate His plans for the end times. The prophetic implications haven't gone unnoticed by biblical scholars. Dr. Joel Richardson, specialist in eschatology, commented that the film's timing coincides with biblical signs of the end times. It's no coincidence that this film about resurrection emerges when the church is living the darkest days of its history, he stated. Gibson doesn't avoid the prophetic implications. "I believe we're living the last days before Christ's return," he declared. This film is part of the preparation the Creator is making for that moment. He wants individuals to understand the power of resurrection before they witness the resurrection of the dead. The film's final message, according to Gibson, won't just be about what Jesus did 2,000 years ago, but about what he's doing now and will do soon. Resurrection isn't just history, it's prophecy. It's the guarantee that death, illness, injustice and suffering have an expiration date. Gibson's latest statements moved Christians worldwide. "This film is my love letter to Jesus Christ, but more than that, it's his love letter to humanity. Each individual who watches it will know without any doubt that they're loved eternally by the Creator of the universe." The expectation now is that the filming in August 2025 will confirm everything that's being prophesied. "I have no doubts that we'll witness miracles that will make the events of the first production seem small," Gibson declared. "The Creator is saving the best for last." The invitation remains open for each of us to participate in this supernatural movement. As Jesus declared in Matthew 7:7-8, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened." The decision to accept this invitation is yours alone. But one thing is certain, something extraordinary is happening, and all of us were invited to be part of this story that will change the planet forever. If this content touched your heart, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share with other Christians who need to know this truth. Your participation helps us continue bringing revelations that strengthen belief. Join our community and stay connected with more inspirations that transform existences. Time is short, but the Creator's promises are eternal.